What is a VIP Summit? And when you first heard about it, what was your reaction?
So our VIP Summit is an event where we bring in all of our retail memory makers, so our retail performance, retail experience, and our retail leaders, to really learn about our financing programs directly from some of the best partners in the business. It's really a great opportunity to bring all of our memory makers together for intentional time training. From our sleep summits, which we've done podcasts on in the past, we kind of knew that this would be a great opportunity to do something different and focus on another pillar of our business for our memory makers. And personally, I just love when we get to get everyone together, because I think that a lot of our memory makers learn best from each other. They also love to be in competition with each other. So there's a lot of that seen after these events. And so I think that's kind of what makes them special, is our people.
And Debbie, so you officially joined the River when?
In October of last year, 2025.
Okay, so we've had quite a few events since you joined. You're like, this VIP Summit, sure, we have a gala, we have these town halls. What are you thinking when you hear about a VIP Summit?
The team told me that it was something that was relatively new. We had never done this before. So for me, it was exciting, like an exciting challenge to be coming in to create something new for our memory makers and being able to have like a place in that and creating that.
Awesome. So VIP is, Emelyne, you mentioned it. It's like one of our pillars of retail. And Heather, you had said you think we had always wanted to do this, which I thought was a really interesting thread to pull there, because we've done a sleep summit for the last few years, and similar to the sleep summit, that came out of a quarterly business review with our sleep partners, and we said, well, hey, let's do this to kind of launch a new product line. Now we're coming to. This actually came after a quarterly business review with Synchrony and talking about, well, we've had the success with the sleep summits. We've never done a VIP summit before. And we really need to kind of get this year off right, because some things had changed. And, we've got versatile, we've got pre-qual, we've got, underwriting changes, and we've got different financing partners. So when you heard, tell me what you heard from Stacy, about the vision or like what we needed to do, and then about the decision to host it at Fort Mill. I'm really curious about that.
Yeah. When we first sat down with Stacy, and you would have said this to us, Charlie, as well, we talk about VIP or financing as the greatest unlock to our success. And so that really rang with all three of us throughout this process. We kept looking at that one sentence in our notes about the greatest unlock to our business. And obviously, Emelyne and I have seen over the years the success of the Sleep Summit. So when you think about the power of the Sleep Summit and what it's really grown to and what it's done to our business, we sat down with Stacy and only made it natural. Financing has always been one of those things. We're good. We could be better. And if we could be better, what does that look like? How would it take our business to the next level and unlock some other things that we're going after? And so it was very natural in that conversation with Stacy. I always love sitting in a room with Stacy and just hearing him speak so passionately about his business and his love of his memory makers and his guests. And so I think it was very, very natural that we weren't surprised in that conversation. We went on to spend time with you to hear about that vision. I think it makes a lot of sense for our business. Hosting it at Fort Mill was a little bit of a wild card. Going into that meeting, I thought he was either going to laugh me out of the room or maybe he was going to go for my pitch. And Emelyne and I had talked about it before, just kind of this wild idea. We hosted Purpose 828 at Fort Mill. I would say it went off very, very smoothly. And so it just kept sitting in the back of my mind of, well, why not this? We've never done it at Fort Mill. We felt like we needed a venue change. That's something that's been on our mind and on our heart for a while now. And so we knew it would present a lot of challenges. We knew there was a lot of details that I didn't have the answer to and that we had racked our brains about. And at the time we presented it, we still didn't have the answer to. But we went into that meeting with Stacy We presented all the reasons we thought Fort Mill was a great option. We love the ability to bring our memory makers to our corporate office, which isn't an experience they have every day. And Stacy was so welcoming to the idea. He obviously challenged us on some things and how we were going to make them work logistically, but we like a challenge. And so we landed on Fort Mill really early in the process. And I think that really helped us in a lot of our decision making creatively and logistically as we went through the process.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. To watch this episode, go to youtube.com/@storiesfromtheriver. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.